Hello, my name is Beth Martin, and I am here to talk with you about some tips and tricks and strategies on how to pay yourself. I have been in the business for quite some time, for about 10 years, and I have been paying myself consistently for the last 7 years, and it has made a huge change to my business. It has allowed me to feel more confident, and it helped give me the strength to make the decision to go full time and know that I would have a steady paycheck coming in. I know that when you get started in Pure Romance, it's so easy to take that money out of that money bag after a party to get some McDonald's, get some shoes, pay a bill, give your kids some cash, make it rain for them to let them have some money for the movies or whatnot. But really, 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 if you are wanting to have a consistent, well oiled, Pure Romance business, then you are going to want to make sure that you strategize and that you're making the most out of the money that you're making. So, first, I want to go over what you do after the party is finished. I know a lot of us, like I said, like to take some money out to use it for whatever we need. But the second you get into Pure Romance, it is super important to open up a Pure Romance bank account. Some girls get it at the same bank where their personal checking account is. Others get a separate bank account at a separate bank, especially if it's really hard for them to not transfer that money over when they need it. This makes it a little bit harder for them to take money out of the business when it's not time. So first, I would suggest you going and looking into different banks if your bank isn't the best one for you. Make sure it's an easy bank. Make sure it's one that you can take money out of. You can get online, do some quick transactions, find out how much it costs for a personal checking. I have an account with SunTrust. I have my personal account there and my business. My business account is actually a personal checking account. That personal checking account has a DBA. All that means is Pure Romance, or Pure Romance Parties by Beth, is tagged onto that account. So if somebody writes me a check and writes Pure Romance on it, I can still deposit it. But just make sure that they write it out to you. So I would say Beth Martin, on everything. If you're collecting outside orders, make sure your friends put to Beth Martin. That means I can go and I can deposit it into my Pure Romance account. So really that account is basically just designated for Pure Romance money. So as soon as that party's over, the second that bank opens, girl, get all of that money into that account. Everything you collected for products, for taxes, for shipping, every last dime. That money is not yours yet. Okay, it is Pure Romance by you. It's your business money. Put that into your business account that you've opened up strictly for Pure Romance. And then as that money is processing, the checks are starting to clear. You've got like a day or two before you're ready to place your order, probably, if you're, collecting a lot of checks. What I would do in between that time is I would take all of your order forms that you have. Let's say 5 girls went to your party and they ordered a lot of stuff. You can take one blank order form and start tallying up everything that they ordered onto one order form. So next to body do, you might write down on the blank order form, Sweet Fantasy, 2 tally marks, Love Story, 3 tally marks, and then that way, whenever you're placing your order, everything is on one order form, so you can just start checking it off. You don't have to worry about flipping through orders. Okay, so step 1 is get your bank account. Step 2 is always, always, always put every last dime into that account. Step 3 is prepare your order, get it ready for the day that you're ordering. When you do order, you're going to want to only use the money from your Pure Romance account. I know too many girls that get excited over these sales and they do not have a Pure Romance designated account, and they just order it up like nobody's business to get these sales and to build their inventory super fast. And then they look and they've accidentally dug into their personal money from their job, and then now some bills aren't getting taken care of. That is a very sad and scary thing that unfortunately many of us can relate to. So keep it separate. Only order what you need to order. Okay, and then you can play with what's left. So I'm going to give you a couple of strategies that you can pick from that would fit your situation best, and then you can use that extra money to order some things that you continuously run out of, things that you need to add to your inventory to reinvest. Because let's face it, ladies, When you have more inventory, your party sales will be higher, your party bookings will be greater, because women are impulse buyers and they want to book with people who have inventory, and everybody needs to start somewhere. Don't be discouraged if your inventory is not where it needs to be. You just need to plan smart, order smart, be in control of your money. We're going to get to all of that in this webinar. So first off, once that order is placed, you can sit there, and I hope before your first party from this webinar, you can go ahead and set up the best way to pay yourself. There are two ways that we recommend new consultants to pay yourself. One is to pay yourself a percentage of the profit. So let's say you have a $500 party and your buying discount is 40%. You're going to be profiting right around $200. So let's say you have already agreed that you are going to reinvest into your business half of your profit. So if you have $200 profit, that means $100 of that is going to go into reinvesting into your business. So you're going to order some extra Come Clean 8 ounces, some extra Coochie, Body Dew, just like me, heavy liquid items that cost more to ship out. That's what you're going to want to order first. Be smart about what you're inventorying first. So $100 is left over. So guess who gets that money? You do. Okay. If you have just a 4-hour party, that means you're still making quite a bit per hour. Okay. More than the average person on minimum wage. Correct. I do believe that's quite a bit. So if you pay yourself half of that, that could be $100 for that party, and you've reinvested $100 and got your order taken care of. Super easy, fun, simple way to pay yourself. The second strategy is to pay yourself per hour. A lot of girls tend to go with $10, $12, $15 an hour, which again is more than minimum wage. So you can definitely be proud of yourself when you do this. I recommend this for the ladies who are wanting to build their inventory faster. Like, you don't need 100% of that bill money right now. So let's go back to that original example. Let's say you have a $500 party. You pay yourself $15 an hour. That means you are taking home $60. So again, all of that money goes into your account. You don't touch it. When you place your order and you've profited $200, remember, $60 of that is yours. So after you're done ordering everything for the girls at your party, then you've got $140 to play with to add to your inventory. So you're going to be building your inventory faster using this method than the first. But remember, evaluate your situation right now, decide how you want to pay yourself, do it consistently for the next 6 to 9 parties, and then you'll be able to reevaluate, see if you can up your hourly wage or if you want to go to percentage. It's, the freedom with this is just fantastic. We've got so many choices with Pure Romance. It's exciting. Now, after you have, you're like, oh, my inventory's good. I don't need to pay myself a percentage or hourly anymore. I want to do this full time. If you are one of my girls that would love to do Pure Romance full time, then pay attention, listen up. You can do this full time. You can even pay yourself weekly. You can even have vacation money and maternity money. You can have paid time off waiting for you in the bank. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and I want you to just follow along, because this is going to be a worksheet that I want you to fill out on your own. I know that we're going to have all of our resources and worksheets available to you, so that way you can look back and do this again. But in order to find out how much money you need to make every month and how many parties you need to do in order to have a successful full-time running business, then I would take your time and fill this out. Step 1 is to figure out what you're spending each month on your total monthly expenses. So add up your car insurance, your car payment, your phone bill, your rent, your mortgage, your child's school tuition fees, cheer fees, soccer game, whatever you're doing in a month, your gas, your food, everything that you personally pay out, not what you and your husband do combined or you and your significant other combined. It's just what you personally write a check to or pay online every single month. Total that up. I'm going to use the example right here of $1,200. That's in a whole month. This is what some lucky consultant gets to pay each month. Number 2, you need to find out what your party average is. So you would take, let's say, your last 10 parties. You add up all the product total, not shipping and taxes. All the product total for the last 10 parties adds up to being $4,000. So you're going to take that $4,000 of product that you sold, and you're going to divide that by 10. for your 10 parties. That means your total party average is $400. Okay. Then you are going to, sorry about that. Let me close that. You're going to take that $400 and you need to find out what your profit is per party. So you'll take the $400 and you will figure out what that is dependent on your discount. So this example is here based off of a 40% buying discount. So you take $400, or so 400 times 0.40, you end up with $160 profit. Now, if you're at 45% or 50%, you'll do 400 times 0.45, okay, or 0.50, or just divide that sucker by 2. 400, okay, dollars is your profit. Figure out what your actual profit is, sorry, your party average. Take that $400, get that, at the right amount for your profit that you're taking home. Getting tongue-tied. Your profit that you're taking home. And in this example, at 40% buying discount, you are making $160 a night, a party. So first of all, we need to get that party average up. And but right now, that's what you're making per party. So now you need to find out how many parties you need to do in order to earn that $1,200 that you need for your monthly bills. So we're going to take your total monthly expenses, which is that $1,200, divided by your party profit. So it'll be divided by $160. That means you're going to need to do 7.5 parties. So really just, half a party. Just kidding. You're going to need to do 8 parties in order to cover and make that $1,200 profit. So in Pure Romance world, we know that you don't just need to schedule 8 parties to hold 8 parties. You need to schedule between 10 and 11 parties in order to hold 8, because some parties aren't going to hold. Let's be real. Some aren't going to hold. You're going to be sick sometimes, or, snowstorm. We're in the South. Some of us, or in the North, wherever you are, parties are going to cancel and need to be rescheduled. So you want to have some backup parties. We want you to have so many parties on your calendar that when someone moves or cancels, you're going to be like, whew, I get the night off. That's what we want to see. We don't want you to be reactive and freak out when some parties cancel and you're afraid of your bill money, because doing parties when you're stressed out for money is not fun for anyone. So always over book. And then you are going to need to be in control of your calendar. I recommend getting set nights that you party. And I understand that several of you are going to be moms of, children and soccer and baseball and football and cheer, contests and, cheer. I don't know what that's called. Girls who do cheerleading. So cheer. And I know that your schedule is going to be all over the place, but luckily a lot of these sports have schedules in advance. So you'll know what your kid's schedule is each month before it happens. So I would sit down with your, whatever schedules you have, get your significant other's schedule, figure out, how many nights a week that you can party. You already know you need 8 parties a month. So let's say every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, you are good to go. I would go to the next month or the next 2 months if you're able to do 2 months out. Every Tuesday, what I do personally, I circle each number. Some girls highlight, some girls put a heart, and knowing that day is open. But every Tuesday, I circle. Every Thursday, I circle. Every Friday, I circle. So that I know when I'm scheduling parties, I know exactly what nights I'm available and willing to leave my home to do a party to bring in money. Okay. And then also it helps you to know how many parties you need to have. So you're more goal oriented. So you're not just going, yeah, I need to book some more parties. No, you're like, I need 5 more parties next month in order to pay my bills. And then every time you get a party, you're one step closer to a full calendar to pay those bills. So within the next 2 months, you want to really have those dates out if possible. But be in control of your calendar, know when you can schedule those parties, and then get them scheduled. All right. And it's nice to be able to have a set schedule, but if not, just set them up when you can, but consciously do that. Don't all of a sudden realize, oh my gosh, I've got 5 parties this week. How am I going to do that? You don't want to get burnt out. You don't want to resent the time away. Be smart about your calendar and don't let Pure Romance or your girls dictate when you're working. That's one of the things about Pure Romance that draws women to us is the flexibility. So stay flexible. Okay. And I don't mean legs behind head. Okay. I mean flexible schedule. And then be careful not to over order. I know that we had talked earlier about how to set up your ordering to where you're ordering, the heavier liquids first. You're being smart with your money to where you always keep your pay there to where you don't over order and then you end up with nothing left in your account to pay yourself. That can be frustrating when you have 3 parties in a row and you use it all to reorder. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I need money. I've done 3 parties and I have nothing to show for it. You don't remember that you used your profit for inventory. So make sure you got money left over, even if it's just enough to take yourself out to dinner and say, this is for pure romance. I made X amount. I kept $60 from my party. Here you go. So with ordering, I want you to make sure that you are being smart with that. After you've ordered everything from your party, and you've got, whether if you pay yourself your percentage and you've got $100 to play with, order the things that you're running out of first, and you have to keep shipping out. Fill your inventory with the things that you're running out of, not just to get one of everything because it's fun to have a diverse inventory. It is, but you want to be smart and really bulk up on the things that you sell excellently and that you're running out of. And then to pay yourself weekly, I know that we kind of did all of this worksheet, but now that you have a good game plan, here's how you pay yourself weekly. So we've got your per party, the 2 different ways per party. Now we've figured out exactly how many parties you need to do, exactly when you're going to party, and exactly what you need to bring in. Now, how do you get that every week to have a paycheck from yourself, from Pure Romance by Beth? Once all of that money is in from your party, and let's say you're doing 2 or 3 parties a week, which is what we recommend for full-time consultants, especially when your party load is 8, okay? So let's say you do 3 parties one week. You're just letting that money build up. After that last party, and you've already tallied up on one order form, you've got everything figured out, exactly what you're going to order. Whatever you order for your girls, by this time your inventory should be good, so now you're just restocking. All right. You should have all of your profit left over in the bank as cushion. Do not touch it. I promise it'll be safe. It will be there. Okay. I want you to leave that in the bank. Sorry, I'm back. Hello. I want you to leave that in the bank and then pick your payday once a week. I picked Friday when I first started doing this and it worked great. And then I went to Sundays and I think that I like that better. So I start the week off with money. So every Monday I write a check, the same amount each week. And that's enough to hold me over for the week for bills and enough to give me at the end of the month everything that I needed to handle my bills, my food, my gas, and some extra spending money. So every week I cut myself a check. And on the weeks that I kicked butt, took names, I had, a couple $1,000s in sales. I might have a bunch of money left over in my Pure Romance bank account. I'm still going to cut myself that consistent paycheck, and then that will leave cushion in the bank. Okay, it'll leave cushion. Now, once I have, or whenever I have a low week, let's say a couple girls had to cancel, or I was sick, or something happened, I still have cushion in order to pay myself. So let's say one week, fluke. My daughter got sick and I had to cancel my parties to stay home. Okay, let's just say that I had no parties. It's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do to pay myself on Sunday? Well, luckily, I had money left over from other parties, so that way I can pay myself accordingly. I know that before I had my daughter, 4.5, well, she's 4.5 now, so 5.5 years ago, I really partied hard the whole time before I got pregnant. During my pregnancy, I partied hard, kept that money in the bank, paid myself the bare minimum, like of just my weekly paycheck, didn't take anything extra out. So when I had my daughter, I literally had like 1.5 to 2 months worth of maternity pay. So each week, here was my cushion. Each week, I would pay myself, and it just depleted my cushion. Now, after I was done and I was partying again, was my cushion gone? Yes. Did I need to rebuild it? Heck yeah. So then as I was starting to party, my cushion was here, had nothing left. Every time I would party and pay myself, that cushion would grow and grow and grow. So then by the summer, when I go on all my vacations, again, I was depleting that cushion. So that cushion's going to vary, but you're going to always want cushion. And really for anything in life, honey, cushion for the pushing is always a good thing. So Cushion, cushion, cushion. Keep that money in the bank. Be smart with your money. Be smart with your calendar, and have a fantastic time. Pure Romance is the best ride. And the things that you're doing right now, watching this webinar, going through Golden Growth, continuing with Golden Opportunities, I'm very super proud of you and can't wait to hear about all your successes. Thank you, ladies.